of self-starters entering the business world. A successful Love Rush Junk Canoe Parade held on the island of Abaco. And technological advances assisting in the fight against breast cancer.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening all. I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture doing its part to promote the development of the business sector and hence the economy. The ministry is pioneering a number of business initiatives among the youth, the latest cohort receiving their funding today. Natalie Martinborough has our top story.
It is touted as perhaps the best small business development program in recent time. The Self-Starter Initiative offers training, access to funding, and also provides mentorship for the new entrepreneurs. 15 persons were selected from the program and were provided with grants to start up a business. Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Michael Pintard, telling the recipients that commitment and discipline will take them a long way in the world of business.
There's absolutely no one you can call in sick to. You must pay yourself a salary, but you must reinvest in the business if it is going to have a chance at succeeding. You have to be prepared to wake up early, pray up, show up, stay late if necessary, in order to build your empire. Not everyone is an entrepreneur, so you are a unique group among hundreds of thousands in the Bahamas.
Pintard says the winners were selected on the basis that their business ideas will have an opportunity to flourish based on the current population of Grand Bahama.
We wanted to identify businesses that will be in the creative arts, that would affect tourism, that will deal with personal consumption, and all of you represent these kinds of businesses. Now the reality is, it is a competitive market. And your competition is not just in Grand Bahama. There are persons from New Providence who you will be competing with. Well, the reality is, much of your competition is also from the United States, depending on the products that you're selling. So you have to be prepared for global competition.
All of the recipients have unique business ideas, and they will be paired with mentors who will help to guide them as they start up their individual businesses.
They want to see you succeed, because to the extent that you succeed, many of the businesses that they're coming from, those businesses will also succeed. So pay attention to the lessons that they seek to share with you.
Pintard also advising the budding entrepreneurs to make wise financial decisions and to save.
No matter how little you think you're making, you must always find a way to put something aside. You've heard the statistic that 90% plus of Bahamians have less than $1,000 in the bank. We wish for you to be a part, not of that 10%, but that 30, 40, and 50% of the Bahamian population that will move beyond saving $1,000, but that you would have discretionary income so that when new opportunities arise, you are in a position to invest.
Natalie Martinborough, ZNS Network News.
The Minister of State for Grand Bahama, Senator the Honorable Kwesi Thompson, also commending the budding entrepreneurs. Thompson noting that while funding and training are important components in any business project, he says that mentorship is just as essential. He is advising the successful applicants to be open to learning from mentors with experience in the world of business.
Attach you with business owners. We're going to attach you with people who've sat and been where you've been. And we're going to attach you to them so that they can mentor you through this process. So not only are we going to give you access to the funding, but we're going to give you access to the advice and access to those resources aside from the funding, but give you access to resources to show you and help you on how do you actually utilize those funding the best way possible.
Minister Thompson also applauding the program. The Organization of American States has a Small Business Development Center program. Thompson says representatives of the OAS on a recent visit said they are impressed with the local program.
And we sat around the table and we gave them a look at the program that we are running. And one of the things that they said was, you know, you are already far ahead of the game with respect to this program. Because even if we come in and set up this small business development center, you are already doing the things that our small business development center would do. So you ought to be congratulated that you've actually gone through this kind of program and succeeded in this kind of program.
In news from the Crime Beat, 3 men appearing in court this past Friday in connection with that multiple stabbing incident that occurred at a club in the Oak Street area earlier this month. 26-year-old Theodore Tanis of Russelltown and 24-year-old Antonio Joseph of Pinedale were arraigned before Deputy Chief Magistrate Debbie Ferguson on 2 counts of grievous harm and 1 count of attempted murder. They pled not guilty to the charges of grievous harm and were not required to enter a plea for the attempted murder. Bail was denied and they were remanded until June 13th. That's when a trial will begin for the grievous harm matter and for a voluntary bill of indictment to be served for the attempted murder charge. 41-year-old Weisler Gier of Holmes Rock was also arraigned before Deputy Chief Magistrate Debbie Ferguson on the charge of assault with a dangerous instrument. He pled not guilty, bail was denied, and he was remanded as well. You may recall that 5 young men sustained serious injuries and were taken to hospital following that incident. A man perished in a traffic mishap over in Abaco this past weekend. Police tell us that officers received a report around 8 p.m. that 2 vehicles had collided and had ignited just out of Treasure Key. Police say they were told that 1 person was trapped in one of those vehicles. Police officers say they were able to extinguish the blaze and the assistance of the Treasure Key Fire Department, and several passengers were assisted to the Marsh Harbor Medical Center where they were treated. While making checks, police found human remains burnt beyond recognition in one of the vehicles. Police are investigating this matter. Meantime, police on Abaco reporting that for the most part, crime is under control and residents and visitors alike have nothing to fear. Kimberly Mullings has that story.
Police on Abaco achieving results when it comes to the war on crime. According to officer in charge of the Abacos, Chief Superintendent of Police Kevin Mortimer, he says credit must be given to residents for their support of the many crime-fighting initiatives put in place to keep the Northern Island safe.
We are not seeing no increases in any criminal activity. We believe that we are doing a tremendous job in terms of our community involvement. Members of the community are assisting us very well with information. We have a wonderful partnership with various organizations, the church, the business places in the community, and I think we're doing a wonderful job in terms of helping to stem any criminal activity from occurring.
The OIC says that their school initiatives are proving to be beneficial as well.
We meet with the various schools, government and private. So we have a whole holistic approach to our crime fighting initiatives, and we are doing tremendously well.
All in all, he says members of the public have nothing to be concerned about in Abaco.
We are doing daily walkabouts, daily road checks, stop and searches, so we know that they feel safe. There's no fear of crime in the Abacos at this time.
Chief Superintendent Mortimer also noting that the Traffic Division has been working to enhance safety on the streets of Abaco. He's asking the motoring public to drive with care and attention, especially on long roads in the evenings.
Kindly please dim your lights. We know the streets are not well lit. If you're driving and you're driving with your bright lights on, when vehicles are approaching you, be so kind as to dim your lights until the vehicle has passed, and then you could probably put your bright lights back on. But we want to seriously admonish them to please continue to drive on the highway with a dim light, or to dip your lights when you have oncoming traffic coming at you.
Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition continues in just a moment.